Hey everybody, Josh from Populi here. Today we're going to look at creating a grade scale. The grade scale is something that we have to have in place in order to translate numeric grades into letter grades for students and to sort of set those different thresholds. So that's what we're going to look at. This happens in two places potentially. If you have one grade scale, either you have a single program, so let's just say that you have an undergraduate program, then you would only need one grade scale. If you have one grade scale and multiple programs, so if you have one way of reckoning students' grades there in two different programs, then you could also just use the global grade scale. If you have two programs or more, and then you have different sort of categories for grades. So let's say an A in one program is 93 and up, and an A in another program is 90 and up, then you would need a grade scale that's operating at the program level in order to do that. I'll show you where that is. We're not going to look much at creating grade scales at the program level, partially just because it's pretty similar to creating grade scales at the global level. So right here, you can see that we could add a grade scale right here, and then this program would be using its own grade scale. So we'll go look at the global grade scale by going to academics, settings, and then grades and attendance. And then you'll see that grade scale right there. We already have a grade scale set up for 2020 to 2021. First of all, they carry forward. So if you're not changing your grade scale, you don't need to go in and set one up. It'll just be the same. But if you are starting a new academic year and you're going to be using a different grade scale, this is how you do that. Or if you're just starting all together, you would come in and create a grade scale here. We're going to go column by column here and talk about what we mean and how these different settings work. The first one is letter, pretty straightforward. You are able to choose the letter that you want to designate for these different point values over here. Minimum points. What's happening here is you're setting the minimum points for a particular letter grade. So for that first one there, an A+, that means that the minimum points that you need to get an A+ would be 97. Between 97 all the way up to 100, you're going to get an A+ for any grade that falls within that. That's all you have to set. We've got the lowest point value, and then the highest point value would be 96.99 right there. So that's all assumed when we set this lowest minimum point value there. Let's look over here at direct equivalent. This is a bit of a trickier idea. Basically what Populi does when we are storing grades is we store them in terms of numeric value. We don't store that letter grade necessarily. We store the point value, and then we translate that into a letter grade based on this grade scale here. Obviously, not all instructors will assign grades just in terms of point value. They might look at a paper and go, this is A work, or they might go, this is A+ work. Okay, they're not necessarily thinking 97 points versus 94 points or whatever. So for instructors who just choose a specific letter for an assignment or someone's performance in a course overall, we need a direct equivalent. That will give us the value of that letter grade just kind of generically there. For direct equivalent, I believe the default is typically that we just look at the minimum, a point between the minimum and maximum points for a given grade. So right here, we've got a 97, that's 3 points up to 100. So a 98.5 would be sort of the line right between those. Obviously, you can set this to be whatever makes sense to you, but if you're choosing a point value that a specific letter is going to stand in for, then you could do worse than to just kind of choose the midpoint between the minimum and maximum points for that grade. So whatever you're going to do, you're able to do there, but that's what direct equivalent is. Grade points. Obviously, these are just the grade points that are going to be granted for this level of grade. Basically, for each credit that a student earns at this level of grade, they get this number of points. The fail column allows you to choose whether or not a grade is a fail. So you could set this D or this C minus or any grade there to fail. And that would just mean that if a student completes a course with that grade, they will not receive credit for that course. And that will count negatively against their overall GPA. You're able to go in there and create these grade scales. You are able to do that for yourself. Some trickier grade scales you might need some additional help with. You can feel free to contact support if you're having trouble or there's something that you're looking to do here that it looks like you're not able to do. You can check with support and they may be able to help you out with that. There are situations where we help people with those grade scales. If you look down further here, you can see that we also have a pass-fail grade scale. Every course can be potentially set to pass-fail. And then also students within a course. You can have a course that's set to just grant sort of, the standard letter grades there, but you can also go in and select for specific students to just be pass-fail. So in those situations, this is the grade scale that will apply. This works very much like the letter grade scale. So I won't show you exactly how to do that, but just know that it's there and you're able to make that change. That is our look at creating grade scales. Thanks very much for watching and have a great day.